very relaxing ASMR unboxing nerd video. This is going to be sort of semi-inspired by that Woody scene out of Toy Story, which I watched the other day with my kids. But you know, when Woody gets cleaned and the toy cleaner, whatever, he moves around the little pieces and cleans them all up. Now I know I've gently showed you my nerd collection, so this is sort of kind of Lego-ish, where it's the unboxing things, but putting it together, kind of nerdy-ish, and kind of the Woody cleaning thing. It's all very small, and there's going to be lots of ASMR triggers in there. We are going away from the sort of Star Warsy nerd side of it and venturing into a new horizon. Bring me that horizon. And it's an unboxing of a really cool figure which I picked up, and we're going to ASMR the crap out of it. So I gently showed you my Hot Toys collection, and this one's been waiting for the opportune moment. Let's just see how many quotes I can just fit in here. It's our 6 scale Jack Sparrow with accessories, all contained in this box, all perfect for ASMR. Now, I get a lot of enjoyment of watching unboxing ASMR videos. I fall asleep to them all the time, and also I'm always on the hunt for things like this, but the most relaxing version of it. And I haven't really found a designated ASMR unboxing for Hot Toys. There's some close, very relaxing ones, I think. So I'm gonna designate this to a real ASMR unboxing video. Get it out, pose it up, and make it very, very ASMR-y throughout. So we will have a nice display at the end of Z 6 scale figure, and we will turn it around and make it look awesome. So if you love awesome things and nerdy things, shall we say, and you like the sort of techie thing, then maybe this is going to be one which is just for you to relax to and fall asleep to tonight. Also, apologies in advance because Fred's got man flu. You might notice I acquire my 6 scale figures from Sideshow Collectibles. This is what I've said in the past, that for years, probably about 5 years ago, I started looking at these Hot Toys and didn't really get why people collect them. I was trying to get or find the enjoyment out of it, yet I'd keep watching videos about people unboxing the Star Wars Hot Toys, and it was always from Sideshow Collectibles, and then they distribute the Hot Toys. So I eventually caved in years ago and gradually started building more and more. On my SKYMANUNIVERSE channel, I'm going to be doing a load of unboxing, just a normal FredsVoice, no, Skyman voice, shall we say, of my Star Wars collection. And I thought this one, I wouldn't fill this channel up with loads of Star Wars stuff, but instead do this very unique one, and obviously, but let's take it out. It's Jack Sparrow, 6 scale figure from Hot Toys, and this is from Dead Man Tells No Tales. Now, if they had a Dead Man's Chest version, or sort of like, or at World's End, then I probably would have bought about 3. I didn't even know this was coming out. I really haven't got time to like check every second. So there were 2 versions of this that came out. In the Hot Toys community, there's a big thing with real hair and real leather, as opposed to artificial hair and fake leather, because obviously it gets ruined over many years. So I missed the opportunity to get the artisan version, which means it has proper hair as opposed to a sculpted plasticky one, though I'm hoping the results are still going to be perfect. And if this is as awesome that I think it's going to be, then this is going to be displayed on my desk looking at me, giving me inspiration when I need. I'm still configuring my desk space and trying to make it as visually eye candy and pleasing as possible through the means of eye candy, such as a figure like this. So this is what was released from Hot Toys, and I bought this from Sideshow Collectibles. And the only thing is that in the UK, or let's say GB, then you can't get these at a good price without having to incur import fees and all that. So whatever you could pay for, you will pay, as I've done probably in GB, at least £80 on top of whatever the asking price for this is, and that's not including the shipping that you obviously have to get from the States as well. So it's an expensive hobby. Something like this, I think, with a deluxe version where I got all of the accessories. I didn't quite get the artisan version. You could see how much of a sad I am because I have this saved as my first tab. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orders waiting to go on delivery, and this one has just been delivered. So this was $330 with shipping. That's £46 dollars 35 cents. So that's $376.35. Then jack that up with £80 shipping, then it starts to get in import fees. It starts to get a little bit on the expensive side, and you sometimes wonder why you bother. Also, it's not subject to being insured at all for any damage on boxes. So boxes which I've had recently with a Darth Vader box, abysmal destruction of the box, and it wasn't double. You have the option, you can get it double box to save the shipper box. I didn't do that, and I wish I did. By gosh, I wish I did. But luckily, this one's intact. So that's the only annoying thing with Sideshow. They don't have sort of any insurance on that, which I think when you're paying this amount of money for something, you need that sort of security when you're buying abroad. Otherwise, just open a store in the UK, please, so we can have appropriate prices for our Hot Toys collections. There are 3 channels which are probably responsible for me, or edging me to get into collecting, because they make them look awesome. There's TK41 Collectibles, Boston Collectibles, and Jeddah Patrol. I've sort of semi-watched them quite a lot when it comes to collectibles, so that's sort of what spurred this on eventually, my collecting and seeing the enjoyment in it. So Jack Sparrow, let's get him out. Let's see how ASMR we can make him, pose him up, and get all the accessories out and make him look awesome. So let's get Jack out, and if you want any Jack Sparrow ASMR themed videos, then I'll link them in my description, my role plays of them, and also 1, 2, 3. I think there is, could be 4, not sure. Anyway, what the hell is that warning sticker doing there? That sucks big time. I'm not entirely sure what the best way to open this is. The problem is with these Sideshow Hot Toy things, it's a hobby for people who've got a lot of patience. I will be the first person to tell you that. I have got no patience. I hate waiting. I hate pre-ordering. I hate any sort of long-term shipping policy, and I'm very, very surprised that I even entertain all of this. So this was quite a long wait. It was a long pre-order, a long shipping time, and when everyone always gets theirs, I'm always the last person to get it for some reason. I don't So I've not really unboxed that many. I buy a lot of mine from eBay as well. So unboxing brand new is kind of, I don't really know what the appropriate way to do it is, but we make it nice and relaxing. I'm loving all this artwork on here. It's looking really cool. Now let us assume it's a sideways one. So. This looks freaking awesome. What a brilliant purchase. I haven't even looked at it yet, and I can just tell by the cover that's going to be so cool with Jack Sparrow. I'm obviously a big Pirates of the Caribbean fan. This is what I meant about the artisan version. So the hair looks, if I managed to get that, this would have been one of the ultimate pieces, I'd say. With the artisan hair, you really sort of up the collecting real life look of each of these pieces, and that's just such a bummer that I didn't get that, but it's shown on mine to sort of tease me that I didn't get it, I guess. But yeah, so I assume it's sort of taken off the box. I'm not going to do an on top sort of thing. I'm just going to do right in front of you, so hopefully no pieces come out. That is not what we want. Okay. So yeah, this is probably the reason why you do that. Just take away his silhouette. And now for the main piece. The artwork, it just looks incredible on this. I'm very, very impressed with it. Okay, let's take this off, and yes, 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 my goodness. That looks so cool. Honestly, I'm very, very, very impressed with this so far. Even the hair looks pretty realistic. But the thing is, what I meant about these Hot Toys things, I wish that I could smell properly right now, because I'm sure it smells really good. I can't smell anything. I can't get that new box smell. That's so annoying. But yeah, everything is very, very gently packaged. Like, you've got the foam here to protect the figure, so that is all being taken care of. And I really like the cardboard artwork which has been attached to that as well, so that slots in just so perfectly. And then when it comes to sort of ASMR and the hell out of this, you can do the Woody ASMR cleaning thing, or you can just take out a Hot Toys thing and be sure to know that it's got tons and tons of plastic protection everywhere, which for me is like an ASMR unboxing dream. And when you unbox something which is very nerdy and something you like, it makes it even better. So this is going to look quite realistic, I think, and really good. So not sure what to get out first, but I think we'll go for the man himself. Okay. Well, I thought we'd opt for a top camera as well, so we can see every little detail here. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to take out is his accessories. So with this figure, it comes with a collection of Jack Sparrow-esque hands and figures, so you know when he does that, or that, or that sort of pose. They're all here, which I love as well. And the thing which I obviously love about these sorts of figures is that they say they're Hot Toys, obviously they're toys, but they're incredibly detailed toys, so accuracy is key, and every single one has the rings on the right fingers, which is good, and it's got all those little details there as well. You'll notice between films also there are little variations with his costume, so he has a different sort of hand rag that goes around his hands, and I obviously looked this up because when I'm trying to do my costumes for films, for my videos, then I try to make it as accurate as possible with these small details, so it's all looking good there. You also have another Jack Sparrow face here, which is of course very important for changing up your look. This one is this the smirking, smiling one? Yeah, so it's a bit more of a happy Jack Sparrow there, so we look at that. Also you have moving eyes as well, which is pretty awesome, but his tricorn hat is probably the most important thing, so let's get that out because we're going to be needing it. And his tricorn hat is looking pretty amazing there as well. I'm not sure if this is real leather. I'd like to think that it would be real leather, but it's probably not. I'm not sure about that actually. Maybe this hat might be. Yeah, but a deterioration will occur if it's not real leather over time. Maybe in 10 years, maybe in 15. I don't know. But yeah, hat, tricorn hat is looking great. So we're going to use that Jack Sparrow, and I think for our Sparrow we're going to have sort of semi-smirky, happy Jack Sparrow. He has that sort of, I think in this film, love you need to scream, that sort of smirk, or bring me that horizon sort of smile. So I think that is going to be the right face for Jack Sparrow. At least for our version. Like, I think all the paintwork is so perfectly done on these Hot Toys. They look so realistic in his eyes. You can move them around, so probably sort of move them so they look down just a little bit, and has that sort of grinny, smirky face, and that slight cocky attitude would be really good. But be really careful as well, of course, of his little goatee beard here. So these are like tiny things, but that's what I mean. It's all very ASMR and small miniature, which I love. So I'm gonna take that out. Right, next, Jack Sparrow batteries. So I think this could be for a lantern, which we're using as well. DX37, DX38. So this is Jack Sparrow. They did do an earlier version of this, but obviously this is the updated, however many years on. So our piece to resistance. Look at him. I wish I could smell that new Hot Toy smell, but seriously, it's incredibly detailed, and this is going to look so good standing right on my desk. Normally I'd have a dust-proof cabinet for it to go in, but this one's going to stay out, so it will collect dust, so we will need some cleaning, but I think it's just going to look really cool post up. Right, so we're going to put Jack here very gently. Now look at this. This is representation of the Black Pearl helm, aka the will, and it comes in a diorama sort of thing. But before we move on to that, we have in here what I think looks freaking awesome. So we're just going to take this out of the box. So there's going to be some mold trimming to do. That box looks so good. It's really thick as well, far thicker and superior than the other Hot Toys boxes which I've had. Usually they're really flimsy and rubbish. This is a proper thick protective box for Jack Sparrow, which is good. Right, so in here we have Jack Sparrow accessories, which are going to make it look insanely good. Yeah, this is sort of holy grail of accessories for Jack Sparrow. So you have his 2 pistols, you have his telescope, you have his accessories. I think that's his mum's shrunken head, and then other things, his hand on there as well. You have his compass, you have Jack Sparrow, and is that the black pearl in a bottle? I think it is, you know, so that's pretty awesome. Well, it must be because it's from Dead Man Tell No Tales. We have a lantern accessory which lights up, so that's going to look very cool. I never go much on their lighting purely because they're somewhat anticlimactic, so if you want his realistic lightsabers, I think I've got mine online CFL lightsabers, and they're very realistic LEDs. They make it look so much better. That is what I'm talking about. Pieces of 8 stolen from the chest of Cortez himself. That is so cool. I didn't even think that was going to include that, so that is definitely going on display. The gold calls to us. That's such a neat thing which I didn't know was coming as well, so I love that accessory a lot. So you've got Jack Sparrow's cutlass, you've got a smaller sword knife which I didn't know he had as well, so we're definitely going to need that and the sheath there as well. So we're going to completely kit out Jack Sparrow. So that ship's well. And I didn't think it would actually move around there also. That I am impressed with, because it even comes with the rope for the wheel as well, so that's really good. Just those small bits of detail. Obviously doing quite a considerable fair share of sailing myself, like I look out for these small details, and this is looking awesome. So it has its own base as well. Looks amazing. I love a little bit of the Caribbean water there also, because I have just been to the Caribbean. I've just come back from Jamaica, so I'm very much in this Caribbean vibe at the moment. The seas there are just magnificent. Okay, so I think that just literally stands there, so not going to be moving that one around too much, that's for sure. But once it's sitting there and we post Jack up, it's going to look insanely good with him standing there holding the pearls helm there also. If you want, you can use the thing to pose him up, and I think that's to hold Jack in place or use it as support, but I never use those. Like, I don't intend to knock my figures, and I just like having them standing there freestanding. Looks a bit more realistic like that. So, and to the main event, Jack Sparrow, and this is in his 5th film attire, so not the strongest of the films, I'd say, for sure, but the fact we got a Jack Sparrow is pretty amazing. those lovely things. So I just have one very big smile on my face because this is money well spent, in my humble opinion. He looks freaking amazing. I love it so much, and it does come with actual hair. Oh wow! So it's sort of a semi-artisan version, which is even better in the fact that this is not the real hair version, and yet it looks so realistic the way it's been made, and still got real hair in there as well. So if I had the artisan version, each dreadlock was the real hair, then you see what I mean. It would look very, very realistic. But I mean, as a deluxe, a non-artisan version goes, that is freaking good, and I'm very, very happy with that. So when it comes to posing, there's a lot of fiddling around to do, which we're gonna do for this to make it look right, to make him look epic and justify an awesome character such as Jack Sparrow. But out the box, I'm just so happy. Like, I'm obviously doing the costume, like I noticed certain bits, like his vest is something which is different in this film, but all the others they're a bit more plain. This has the pattern down there as well, with an extra belt in there, and the fur that's different in this film. So I would personally love to have Curse of the Black Pearl, Jack Sparrow, and then a Barbossa as well. That would be awesome. And then a Davy Jones, that would be insanely good. With Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, I would collect every single one for sure, and that would be a really cool collection for Jack Sparrow. But at the box, Jack is looking good. Let's get him posed up and get some accessories in hand. I think what we're going to do, we're going to lay him on here. Okay, this is where we're going to do the work, Jack, and I'm trying to fix you up here with some good accessories. So I seem to remember these being an absolute pain to get off. Okay, so this is probably going to be tragically bad what I'm doing here. Okay, but if we can just prise it off. I don't know why it's wrapped around like this. No, there's literally no need. So we take it. The thing is, I don't like taking the hands off straight away, because if you don't need to change them, then I've got to intricately try and wrap that back around. This is the thing where I do not excel on, is the tiny fiddly bits, but I appreciate the details. So we're going to want to cut this in hand, I'd say. So we'll take that out there, and even the sword. That looks so good. So that's sort of semi-ready for some posing. Okay, I guess I don't want to ruin the illusion there, but that's what you're dealing with, so yeah, it takes away the coolness of it a little bit, but once it's changed, it's gonna look great. Okay, they've even got protective paper on there, which I would have missed completely. Oh my gosh, man. literally the worst job to do ever. Now I'm going to place Jack in his little bag there, so he's all protected. We're going to get this Jack going on. Right, I think this is to change the eyes, so we want the eyes looking good. First time I've done this, so don't want him looking completely drunk, but it's creepy because one eye looks like he's already looking at me, and these eyes are very realistic. But getting them just about right, I suppose, is a bit of an art form. I've never really done this before, so I'm obviously going to suck at doing the eyes. I have the option to do it. I think my Padme one had moving eyes, but I just haven't. And you can get some very realistic looks in there, yeah, and that doesn't look right. So it needs to go down just a bit. Like, the detail in this is just mad. So this is the look that we've opted for, so hopefully that's sort of realistic looking. Now to very carefully put Jack in there. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate doing that. Then the hair is just literally a magnet on the top, which is good. So just open that up a bit. Still got to be so careful how you put it back on, like so. Yeah, with the smirk, that's very Jack Sparrow. Okay, so have I taken that off there? No, I have not. Okay, so then stay you down. Hair's looking good. So take this off. I hate doing that with a passion, I really do, but I don't know why this has to be taped up. Give me that. This is probably ultimate sacrilege for collectors and people who know what they're doing, but for me, I've waited long enough for this. I need it now. Okay, so just be very careful with that paintwork. There we go. So what we're going to do in our Jack Sparrow, we're going to have a pistol in hand, I think. So, okay. That pistol, of course, isn't going to stay in there. So we need Jack's compass and other accessories, and then we can pop his hat on and sheath his thing there, and his baldric. Okay, so that goes in like that. So pop you in there, like so. So it comes to the part of trying to pose him, so I like him standing there, but I want his sword out like that. And he has a very unique look about him, so Ham's always slightly drunk and maybe leaning back a little bit. But obviously he's got to be freestanding as well, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. I know it like takes forever to get the right pose in there, because of where I've put his eyes as well. His head needs to be back just a little bit, but slightly looking down, slightly to the side to see where he's going. So I've put his compass on, his other little dagger in there, and the sheath on his baldric. Is it baldric? I think it's a baldric thing. Yeah. But yeah, is he going to stand? Oh. Well, that was surprisingly more easy than I thought it was going to be, but yeah. There we go, Jack Sparrow. So we've still got to put his hat on and then put him on this posing thing, but I'm just going to say so far, Jack, you look amazing, and this is one of my favourite figures so far, I think, and it's not even Star Wars. Okay, so we want to get Jack used to some ASMR here. Look another one of your faces here. I'm glad we've opted for the smirky Jack Sparrow, the clever, cocky captain, rather than the slightly more serious face here. Okay, like there's so many accessories to do for him, though. The main thing, we need his tricorn on. So I thought about putting this gun in his hand, his pistol beat, but I don't know if it was up there, would it look good if he's sort of drunkenly pointing it away? Possibly. Or would it look better holding some rum? A rum bottle would have been really good rather than the ship in the bottle. A rum bottle would have been perfect actually. But I think it will obviously ruin the balance, but does that look good? I'm not entirely sure. See what I mean? Yeah, I think it does look cool, but still, we'll save that. His tricorn hat. So, where's Jack's hat? There. Vastara, whatever it is. Estalio. Jack's hat. Jack's hat. Okay. Hello, Beastie. The tiniest thing can just disrupt that perfect balance, but I think Jack is looking pretty incredible there. I need to come around and have a look. Don't fall, I guess. Jack Sparrow looks pretty awesome. He looks so good. I'm so happy with this Hot Toys figure, and he's going to look awesome just standing next to me on my desk staring at me. Now, I think one of the things which would be cool to do as well, this is meant to, I think, just rest. The lantern is meant to rest on the diorama base thing, though in Dead Man's chest when he's going down, his bootstrap build, he's holding up the lantern. Oh, it's you then. And when he holds the lantern, I think that would be kind of a cool look if he's just sort of holding it up on his sword or something like that. Or maybe just there anyway. But I think we can put the batteries in what the warnings were everywhere. And there we go with it. His lantern lit there. Kind of hoping that might be flickering a little bit, but perhaps that's asking for a little bit too much, but it still looks very, very nice there. So we're going to have to put him on the base. So definitely the chest of Cortez himself is going on display. Black pearl in the bottle, maybe not. And I think there's another hair accessory which is meant to go on. I need to do that. And the shrunken mum's head, maybe not that one. Too scary. I'm gonna set him up facing me, and then we'll have our grand reveal of Jack. But I'm gonna make sure this is gonna look just right. So it says Jack Sparrow on the front there. So that's gonna be up, I guess, like this, which means that it's going to be sitting like that. I mean, it would be really cool to have just like an actual part of the black pearl for like a section where the helm sits. That would be really good. And then just have more of a where you display it, you're actually on board the ship. But this is a pretty awesome representation of it anyway. I love the wheel so much. That's an awesome helm. Maybe the trick is Jack is going to stand in front of the wheel. Okay. Of the helm. Nautical term. Right. We'll fiddle around with that in a minute, but Jack, you're going on. Good luck. We're going for pistol. To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm a massive fan of this Tricon hat. It's too triangular. Like, it needs to be up here a little bit more and less pointy down here, and that's symmetrical. It's the nice isosceles triangle, that's what it is. We don't need that. It needs to come in a little bit and be a bit shorter. You know what? I think I've got it, and that happened by mistake, so I'm just going to put his hat on there. If I turn that out, that looks better like that anyway. Right, so I'm going to gently put his hat on without him falling over. Okay, so this is the Jack Sparrow. This is the look which I've gone for the display. So his sword's out, pistols out, sort of semi-holding the helm there as well. I think it's going to look pretty good on display. So I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing. Let's have a turn around and see what Fred has created. Now look at this Jack Sparrow. He looks absolutely amazing. Better than I previously thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit more finicky and tricky to get all those little intricate details. was in upon his person, but seeing him now standing up, looking atmospheric and cool, posed up really nicely, that is one damn good looking figure, and one that I'm just going to enjoy a lot of looking at. And I do that, like when I'm editing, I need to stare off into the distance at some random points, either to take a little rest, and looking at Jack is going to be enjoyable for me. He looks, his costume detailed, like going from his coat down from his buttons, and there should be 13 buttons on there as well, on each side, which there is. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. I think it's 12 actually. Could be wrong for Dead Man Tell My Tale, so I always refer to Dead Man's chest for his costume. But yeah, with all his belts, his pistols, the accessories, the swords, the dagger, the little head, which I haven't put on this one, like I said, a bit scary, but it all makes up this figure. And I think as they go from what I've seen with Hot Toys as well, this certainly is one of the really good top ones. It's very impressive, purely for the fact that the dreadlocks already look realistic and it's not artisan, and it looks like this. That's what I love about this one. The only slight little minor miniature criticism is the hat. I would pull in the front bit a little bit. I know it's a little bit bigger on Stranger Tides and Dead Men Tell No Tales, but the tricorn hat needs to be a little bit smaller and a bit taller, like in height, perhaps just ever so slightly, but that's just for years of obsessing over pirate stuff, and yeah, I love all that. Basically, is it the same as a Ren Fair? I'm not sure, but whether a lot of people dress up as pirates for it, maybe that's what I should be as well. But I've always loved a pirate attire, pirate this, pirate that. I was obsessed with it during my teenage years. I loved it so much, possibly why my head I've had all Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I love it so much, and Jack looks really good. Now we need some figures to go with it. His boots look really awesome, they're like suede, and then his trousers all accurate, and his inner sort of tunic shirt under his vest, his scarf. I mean, the only thing is his bandana. That would have been awesome to have as real cloth, and obviously in the artisan version you get that. That's the only downside with this version, but it still looks freaking amazing. I think it's pleather, his scabbard, and the belts. I hope they're all leather, but I don't think they are. Same with this hat, so that's the only downside, is longevity of Jack. But apart from that, the lantern, which you see, looks pretty awesome, and the display is freaking great as well. So normally you meant to have the display turn around the other side so you could see the Jack Sparrow sign there, but I kind of like him leaning back, like he's turned around, and somebody spooked him on a ship and he's got his pistol out. He's doing something heroic, Jack Sparrow. That's the thing, like, if you've got a good imagination, then you just dream up and cook up all these scenarios and for your poses as a story behind it. So mine is, you've just outwitted someone, his pistol is basically a farewell blast or something like that. He's got his sword out because he's jumped back onto his ship and now he's sailing away with all treasure. That's the story that I've got for my Jack Sparrow. And there is our Jack Sparrow Dead Men Tell No Tales 6 scale Hot Toys collectible. Hope you've enjoyed unboxing him and nerding out with me, and hopefully we've made this as ASMR-y as possible. I just want to say how much I love this figure so much. I've sort of not really gone away from Star Wars in terms of collectibles and figures, so this is a breath of fresh air. And I remember when this first came out and thinking they're never going to do it because they're never going to make any more Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and then out it pops. So maybe they had some spare, maybe they just Hot Toys wanted to test out the artisan hair or something, I don't know. But this certainly is an amazing figure, and I'm very, very happy to have got it. Not happy to spend all that money, but I think it's definitely worth it for the enjoyment that I'm going to get. So my Jack Sparrow videos, ASMR theme videos of Fred Sparrow, are going to be linked below in the description if you like that as well. If you like this, you probably like that as well. We've had some little moments throughout here. Rest assured, plenty of bloopers have been made purely through dropping and falling over and not balancing properly. So there's been a bit of frustration with this, but hopefully this unboxing and this sort of presentation at the end has all been good for your sleep and good to relax to and get ASMR. So Jack, thank you so much. Glad you got your pistol, compass, your sword, you've got your lantern, you got your Aztec gold, cursed pirate gold, so you can have your medallion in there. So it's got those little bits which make Jack his character. All the things which I'd like is just to accompany with him with a Barbosa and a Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. Those are the core. And then obviously the big one, if they could ever do it, is Davy Jones. My goodness, I'll be on that straight away. The fact that they're doing Kit Fisto from Star Wars with the tentacles, so it could be a tentacle beard on the way. It's kind of like the dreadlocks, I guess, but that would be so cool. But yeah, I hope that this has been good and you've enjoyed it, and let me know what you thought about it down below. Take care of yourself.